I'm Linette.
And I'm Joshua.
And we have a vacant property for you.
Let's go look at some of our success stories with vacant and abandoned properties.
All right.
So we're gonna go to
Let's do 120 Dr. W.J. Hodge, and we'll hit Portland.
to GPS that from here.
Sure.
But before we get there, so we're on River Park Drive right now. We are actually going to pass a property that we recently sold and that we will be checking up on in a few months to make sure that it's being rehabbed the way it should be.
It's right here, this blue house. And the really great thing is the house next door is coming up for the commissioner sale.
And it would get a lot of traffic, but it just didn't find that right buyer. But this last RFP, it was matched with a really, really great investor who's a local investor from West Louisville. And he's going to do a great job with that. An interesting backstory, I'm very familiar with this block because my grandmother used to live across the street. I knew both of those ladies who lived in that house. So it's a testament to how in a year, just when someone passes away and their siblings or their kids don't want that property, how quickly it can go into disrepair and become a vacant and abandoned property.
Yeah, it was all older ladies that lived here that were left.
Yeah.
Been here now 4 years, and Joshua came just a few months before me. The way the properties were sold were completely different than how we do it now. Vacant lots in the past, if you didn't live next door to the property or you didn't have a development plan, you couldn't purchase one of our vacant lots. So we wanted to expand that. We also wanted to make the sales of the houses and buildings more transparent, and that's how we came up with the RFP process. And then Last Look really kind of just grew out of us being out in the field, being in open houses, seeing what the demand was from our investors. Okay, so this right here, 327 North 22nd, that was a Last Look property. They get them for $1, but they do have to show that they have proof of funds for all the structural repairs and all the exterior rehab work.
And it's been really great to learn from each other and then learn from the citizens that are there. And that constant dialogue and feedback has yielded some phenomenal results. Last year was our breakout year. We sold 82 properties last year. We were up a little over 200%. That was the most properties the land bank has sold in a single calendar year in over a decade.
We're at 120 Dr. W.J. Hodge, and this was one that was sold through our RFP process that one of our investors picked up. This block was pretty rough a good 6-8 months ago. If you see over here, there's another property that the city tore down. And then a lot of times what we'll do is, we'll see the other boarded properties and we'll go back and recommend that our foreclosure team look into those to see if there's anything that we can do, if we can put those in foreclosure. So we're really trying to be more targeted rather than just picking one random here and there. So we'll probably look into these three now and see if there's anything we can do to really kind of clean this block up.
So we utilize data very well here, and we are starting to identify people who are eligible, for example, for Cut It, Keep It. Now, that isn't always an investor. I know sometimes when people think about buying properties, they think about people with tens of thousands of dollars who don't live in the neighborhood. Cut It, Keep It actually means that you have to own an occupied property on the same block, and obviously that's going to get some owner occupants or some people who've been there for generations, and that's what we really like. We get to spread that equity as well. So it's exciting.
Okay, so Louisville Grows purchased this lot from us a few years ago to build their healthy house. We work with a lot of investors doing single family. This just happened to be a nonprofit, and they really liked this location. They thought it'd be a great place for their headquarters.
It is very important to have that diversity in people who participate, because you meet all types of social needs that a neighborhood requires. And Louisville Grows is a really great partner. We're actually going to drive down a little bit further to see another nonprofit. This is the Antal Project. That's the nonprofit organization that bought this property through the city's Lots of Possibility program that was actually internationally recognized. Immigrant families that use the flowers to create dye, and then they sell those dyes to be used in textiles. So this was a vacant lot. It's supported by a nonprofit partner that works to create an opportunity for people to expand their way of life. So those are all of those varying uses. That's why it's very important for us to look at the nonprofits, the investors, the owner occupants, to make all of those people work together to provide the best solutions. Everybody everywhere wants the opportunity to do the same things. I mean, we all want a place to come home to that's safe, to raise our families, or to just enjoy simple things like walking down the street and grabbing a cup of coffee. And then when I see neighborhoods that don't have that, regardless of where they are, I mean, it makes you want to do something about it.
And it's always just so fun to see these buildings get turned over.
Yes.
And just see them occupied. I mean, it's always just so great to go back in and know what it looked like before and then just see it turn. I mean, that never gets old.
Nope.
I just love it.
What if that could be a series of, I would love to see a